This chain.
We can hear you now. You're live.
Hello. Oh my God. Thank you so much this morning, Facebook family. Awesome. We thank God. Jesus is Lord. Okay. Julie, come and open the video for me. I can see. It's down there.
No, we have to come here.
So thank you so much for joining.
Admit. You have to open that on your phone.
Okay. It looks like that's my Jay's office. It looks like my Jay's office. My Jay's office.
You're live. People
Okay,
can hear you well.
Yeah, they should hear us. I can see you. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Bishop.
Okay. Thank you so much, Facebook family. Thank you for joining.
Oh, that's the feedback. That's the
I
feedback.
haven't used the Zoom to do Facebook live, so today is my first time. So you guys have to work with me.
We'll work with you.
I can figure it out. Yeah.
Yes, so let it.
Yeah, so
you can share.
I think Vicky is also coming. Admit.
Yes, have you admitted?
Yeah.
Yes, so she should come in now.
Okay.
Mama Jane.
Yes, Bishop. Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Unmute yourself.
Okay. I'm on mute.
And Lady Vicky. All right.
Lady Vicky.
I'm not muted.
Is it us here? Or...
Yeah.
I think it's on your.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Bishop.
You guys owe me. You see how hard I'm working.
But of course, you have to work hard.
All right, you good to go.
Oh my God. What an awesome time. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this morning.
Yes.
In the comfort of your home. Isn't it awesome?
It is.
It is. So.
That's our new norm.
Yeah.
Exactly. What can we say?
I know. We thank God for technology. We thank God for that. So welcome to Woman of Influence. I'm very grateful. I don't take this for.
Frozen.
She's frozen.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you were frozen there for a minute.
Okay. That's good. So welcome once again to Woman of Influence. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Actually, I know you guys, but nobody knows you. So I would love you to introduce yourself. So,
did she say nobody knew us?
Exactly. What are you saying?
Oh, what?
So you guys are strangers. You guys are strangers on my platform. So
not really, but if you say so.
Yeah, so please introduce yourself this morning. So starting from my Jane, please, we want to know who you are. Thank you.
You want to know who I am?
Yes.
Oh, well, hi, everyone.
Introduce yourself to Woman of Influence viewers.
Well, hello, Women of Influence and men in the background, but my name is...
Actually, we have a lot of men watching.
I know. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
I see them all the time. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pastor Jane Moba from the Good News Church here in Atlanta, Georgia. To some new, to others familiar.
Is that all that you are?
Oh, no, 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 no.
You have to.
You don't have time for me to put all
No,
of this
I have
out.
time. I
Oh,
have
you got
time
time.
We
to
have
read
just 1 hour,
your
don't we?
whole bio. Who are you married to? How many children? Who are you?
Oh,
God.
excellent.
You need all that.
Even better. Well, I am married to Apostle Moba, been blessed with 3 lovely girls. I have 2 grand girls. We've been married, oh Lord, 35.
You don't even remember? That's how old it has been.
Absolutely. Been blissfully married for, I believe, 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Want me to do the happy dance? Want me to do the happy dance?
My brother have done very well to deal with you for 35 years.
Oh yes, he couldn't have found no one else would have matched up. There is no duplicate.
Wow. We thank God for that. So
Yeah.
Vicky, my namesake.
Hey, hi everybody.
Ah,
Good to be here. My name is Vicky Kwapong. I'm
all right.
married to
The only
Bishop
bishop in
Joe
town.
Kwapong, and we're in Atlanta, Georgia. Our church is New Brick Church International. At the moment, I'm missing my hubby. He's in Ghana, stuck because of
Oh,
this
God.
COVID. But yeah, anyway, I have 2 beautiful girls, Adriel and Cheryl. And yeah, I think that's about it. We are here doing ministry here, and I'm glad to be here with these wonderful ladies.
I know. It's gonna be
Wow,
interesting today.
awesome. I'm trying to share the video to let people come and hear this awesome ladies. I don't want to be
Going to be a
selfish.
and
Yeah,
every
I
time,
don't.
right?
So please, if you are joining us, if you can share the video with somebody, tag somebody to come in. Thank you so much for watching from all over. Thank you so much. But share the video, tag somebody to come in. These are very wonderful, wonderful ladies that God have blessed me with. I don't just see them as friends, but I see them as covenant sisters. I mean, with all the season, I think the only people that we really have been checking about each other and seeing what God is doing and the recipes and everything, and it has been awesome. At least I think once a week, one of us, which I'm so bad at it, but I'm not going to spit it out here. But one of these good, wonderful ladies will test. We have our own group. That's how special it is.
Yeah.
We'll test and find out if I am being good girl. So I am very grateful. I don't take it for granted at all. I don't take it, their friendship, their sisterhood, and I thought it's very right to let them come and share some of the things that this season have taught us, and what we have learned from it, and what is very, at the end of the day, what is most important thing, that we have learned. And I've been talking to them one-on-one, and some of the things are very deep. So I want them to share it with us. So, ladies, the first question would be, what are you doing in this season? So, Jen, what have you been doing? I know you've been cooking. Anytime I talk to you, I get a new recipe. I try it, I don't get it right.
Pictures.
I try like 3 or 4 of your recipes.
Listen,
But what have you been doing?
I have sent you ladies, photocopy, of what's been going on. But I mean, in this season, with the season that we are in, we all did not foresee this, but it was spoken many years ago, eons ago, ages ago, decades ago. I mean, years ago. But in this season, like you said, I mean, I have learned new recipes other than cooking. I don't think I have cooked so much in my entire life
Wow.
that I'm doing right now, because being full-time employment, and then full-time wife, then full-time grandma, and then full-time church. So all of that mixed in this season has been a time of, what would I say, solitude.
Wow.
Yes, solitude for me, because in this season it's a time that we really have to reflect and begin to understand what is going on, and begin to just trust God,
Okay.
and just ask Him for total guidance, because where we are right now in this season, if we don't trust God, we would be somewhere else.
Wow.
Because a lot of people out there who are having mental issues
Yeah.
because of where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Vicky,
Yeah.
what are you doing this season? I love, sometimes our best come out. I always says that light shine better when there is darkness.
Yes.
And it's good that now, I've been seeing, I didn't see yesterday, but you've been doing Facebook Live and just encouraging, you know, and it's so awesome. I'm like, maybe you have to take this for for her to know how, God have invest in her. But it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So what have you been doing in this season?
Well, this is like a new norm for us. I mean, nothing anybody has seen before. And I guess we started the year, everybody, we had our plans and everything that we're going to be doing this year, but look at how God has taken it, And in this season, being at home, it's been a great time of reflection, prayer, looking into myself, seeing what God, wants to do with my life, and then also bonding with the kids. Everybody's been busy doing their own thing, but it's a time when everybody's at home where you can, bond with the kids, find out more about them, and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately or fortunately, my husband is not here. He's in Ghana. And because of the COVID, the borders are closed. Ghana, so he's bonding with the kids. Yeah, he's there. But it's been a time where, you have to just take a pause. It's like the whole world has to take a pause, and everybody has to just take an inward look into themselves and see where we are going in life. So it's been a great time of reflection, bonding with the kids, cooking, eating. I think at the end of this COVID, some of us are just going to be all filled up in our cheeks. And
I know. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid of food.
The gyms are closed and everything. So I try to walk in the neighborhood down with, and that kind of thing. I think we have to stay healthy.
That's one of the most important. That's one of the most important things.
Something that we're doing.
Yes, but what have the season prepared us? Is this season really preparing us for things to come? Because as you said, I don't know about you, but for me, it has been as I think my Jen even mentioned it. It has been kind of look within. This is not about church, because as first ladies, everything is church. So now it's not about church, it's about you, so it's about your walk with God. Are you in the right stand, with God? Your time that you spend with God, the time you spend with your family, so it has really opened opened me up to a lot of things that maybe I was so busy that I didn't give my 100%. Now, at least the season have prepared me, to give it 100%. But is this season really preparing us to things to come, things that we really have to put attention to it?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that this season really has gotten us to a place, as a believer, as a woman, a mother, or whoever. This season has really gotten us to the place that, again, like I said, that you begin to search within yourself. You begin to reevaluate yourself because of what is yet to come. Because things that you did not do right, this season now has prepared you to look forward to be able to do it better. Things that you did, you thought it was okay, you thought it was great. Now you have an insight to know that, hey, I thought I was doing this right, but now I realize that I need to pour more effort into it. Because you look at relationships right now. A lot of people are struggling, like you had last week. People were talking about issues in marriages and things like that. And I think the comment that I made last week was that people camouflage, they kind of cover it up.
Yeah.
And made it seem like everything was okay because everybody was going in a different direction. So now we are all in one space. And so we begin to really evaluate, you begin to really know this person that I'm married to, is this who this person really is? Now I begin to see them in a different light because we were running, I don't want to say helter skelter, but we were running here doing, various things.
Yeah. Vicky.
Yeah. I think in this time, of course, it's preparing us for things to come. The world is not going to go back to how it was.
No.
There's no way.
No way.
Things are going to go back to the norm. I mean, you hear a lot of things, different things going on. A couple of days ago, I was reading somewhere about a restaurant owner who said, I need to change the way even my restaurant is going to be, because even if I open up right now, who is going to come? People are not too comfortable with going out and all that kind of stuff. You go into the store, it's going in one direction, you go through one direction, come out through another direction. Things are not going to be normal and the same like it was, before. And we have to start looking at ourselves and saying what is important and what is not important.
That's right. That's the way.
We're busy doing everything, going about doing everything. But now we have the time to sit down and think what's important. Is this really important? Is this really something that I need to do? Is this going to get me where God has planned and purpose for me? Because God has plans and purpose for us. But is this thing that I'm doing, is it leading me to where God wants me to be? So it's giving us a time to think about all these things and look at ahead of us and look at and kind of channel our focus,
That's right. That's right.
Time with anything else, because look, we don't have the time.
Yeah.
We don't have the time to be all over the place.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And I was thinking that, I think yesterday I met with my church choir and I was telling them that one of the mistakes we would do is to sit down and think that, we are waiting till things go normal. Things are not going to go normal because even the normal wasn't working.
That's right. Amen.
Exactly.
What we call normal,
was
not working. It wasn't working. It was just, running and doing things that and focusing on things that were not really important. So
non-essential.
If you are thinking you were waiting to go to normal, what normal? The normal that wasn't working. So I think that this is the time that we really have to trust God to come up with wonderful things that really reflect the Christ that we know. But have this season make us more creative in some way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you you have to think about ways to do, okay, for some time, we weren't even able to go out at all.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are staying in your house, and then you have to come up, like example, when it comes to cooking, you have this, okay, let me put these things together. You get bored with eating certain things all over again. So the same ingredients, you learn how to put it together in a different way, right?
Absolutely.
So, and then you also have to we've become creative in church.
Yes.
Now everybody, some time ago, when you go online or you go on Facebook or you do something,
They think you don't have
talk
time.
about
You don't have work.
and say,
You
oh,
don't have
you have
anything
all
to
the
do.
time, you are doing this, but now
Okay.
how else are you going
Everybody's
to
online.
people, you know?
That's it.
And but
That's
the
it.
good thing about it, you know, maybe before you had a church that was maybe 100 people, 200 people, but right now you are reaching out to over thousands of people.
That's it.
because of
Amen.
That's it. Yeah.
Amen.
you have to learn creative ways. Some of us have to kind of pick up being tech savvy. You have to know how to do this online. I got my kids here when I'm trying to do something, they call this, oh, mom, you got to know
That's
this.
the same thing they
You have
do.
an iPhone, you don't even know how to use it, whatever. So you have to learn all those things. So it's taught us to be creative. I had been wanting to write a book long ago. I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I stopped.
Amen.
So now
Amen.
it's giving me the chance to reflect on it, see what I want to do and write and all that kind of thing. So of course you can't waste this time. Even though we are indoors, you can't waste it. You have to do something, you know, with your life, something creative.
Yeah, I love the word that you use. You can't waste it, because that has been my motto at this season.
Amen.
I don't want to see the time, because you think that, oh, you have the whole time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see the time as just having time.
Yeah.
I want to see it as something that I can invest, you know, to the future, something that I can create something out of it, you know, that it's not just a day. Because I've been talking to people and they say, oh, I even forget it was Monday. I even forget it was Tuesday. I'm like, no. You still have to keep up with things. How can you forget it's Tuesday? I mean, so you think you have the whole day. Right. So I'll get to it when I have to get to it. But I think we really don't want to waste this season. It's something that in the near future, if we invest this season very well, that the future will be very great.
Amen. Amen.
The future will be very great. So, Ma Jane,
yes.
What has been some of the creative things
you know
we have to look into?
Yeah, like she was saying, you know, that there's so, you know, the thing about it, what we don't realize, and Bishop have been talking about, is that we really don't know who we are.
Oh yeah.
Because the reason when he always says that, because we as I'm going to speak in terms of women. I'm going to speak directly to women now. In terms of the women, we don't know how much power we have within us until, like you said, you don't know how bright a light will shine until you are in darkness. When you turn that light on, guess what? And it illuminates the room. And so we don't realize how much we have within us and how creative we are. With this season, I looked at, people always sending, different clips and things like that. People, we know that there's a shortage on mask. Everybody, mask is gold. Sanitizer is diamond, wipes and all of that. There was this lady, I saw a clip. There was this lady that took a pair of sock. You know the sock?
Yeah.
And she cut it.
No, I did one myself.
Okay,
that video, and I created a max out of my socks.
Out of her socks. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So with this, it has, opened up a whole new light that we are very creative in ourselves. If we can look deep within ourselves, we are very creative. And like Lady Vicky was saying, the food that we have in our homes, we prepare one way. Within the season, we've learned to, turn it, do a twist on it and create something different. And like she said, with everything that is going on, this is preparing us for what is to come. We have to take advantage of the opportunity that has been given to us. This is no time for us to sit back, cross our legs and eat bonbons. Oh, I'm sorry, they don't make bonbons anymore.
What is bonbon? You always come up with something.
No. Bonbons for old school people. They were little ice cream nuggets. They call them bonbons, little round
Oh, okay.
ice cream in the chocolate. So you could eat like 3 or 4 if you didn't want to overindulge. But of course, you only ate 3 or 4. What are you talking about? But the thing is, we have to, like you said, we have to invest in this season, because when you invest, you will reap what's coming after. And and it's so true that the Bible says all things work out together. All things. He didn't say some things.
Oh, wow.
He said all things.
All things.
And see, everything that is going on with this virus, everything that is going on right now with this COVID or whatever they call it now, all of this, yes, lives have been lost. And so we now have to look at what's going on and take this opportunity to, reflect and say, hey, this, it worked out. Yes, people have lost their lives, but guess what? Like she was saying, we had 200 and 300 members. And now before, when you went on Facebook, people would say, oh, she don't have anything to do with her time. She's always on Facebook. But guess what now? Everybody is on Facebook. So whatever you say, or whatever live platform that they're using, now instead of reaching the 200 or 300 people, now you're reaching thousands, because what? Someone gets to share this video with someone else, and someone else pass it on to someone else, and before you know it, it's gone like wildfire. And so there's so much stuff that is happening right now. And so we have to take this time. Take this time. Like I say, have a time of solitude, because this is a time for you to,
really sad things. Yeah, thank you
back in the lane.
All our viewers for watching. Thank you so much. I've seen my own bishop, my personal bishop, Kwapon, watching from Ghana. Thank you, sir, for watching. God bless you so much. We miss you so much.
I know.
Kids from afar, kids from America. You decide to leave us here.
I know.
Kids from America. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching. I'm very grateful. Please continue to share the video. Okay, so this is girlfriends talking. I mean, I've known these ladies for a while. They've been a blessing to me, and I'm telling you, I am so, I don't know how God created me, but sometimes I believe that God bring people around you to just bring the best out of you.
Isn't that the truth?
I don't have friends. My Jane will say that you are bored, you are too strict, and all those things.
No. That's not what I said. I said. Let's
put yourself in trouble.
That's right.
Can I finish?
No. Let me just say. I said your life was boring until you met me. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she said that my life was so boring. I mean, it was so boring that it was on standstill.
Yes.
So she came into my life.
Yes.
Make it, lovely. But I see it as a blessing. So I wanted them to really be here and us to talk about some of the things that personally we have been learning, because we have our own page and we have been checking on each other's, and it's just an awesome thing. So I want us to talk about, because all of us are first ladies, okay? And it's our family, so we take care of our family. We take care of our husband, for the work of the ministry, making sure they have peace of mind, making sure they have, every support we can give them to make sure that their God-given talents and calls and everything will come. So we take care of the family full time. We take care for the man of God full time. Then you go to the church and you take care of the church full time. Okay. So sometimes it look like our husband take care of the church, take care, of the family. So we kind of have 3 to 2. Right. If you can see it that way. So sometimes it's very hard to balance things, and personally, and talking to a lot of people in our position, sometimes our family suffer.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Okay, because
Oh,
of
yeah.
what we have to juggle and juggle and juggle, and it's sometimes it's like we give them the leftovers.
Mhm.
What can we do moving forward? Because I think that if you look at this season, at the end of the day, it boils down to your family.
Mhm.
It boils down to what God has blessed us
Mhm.
with,
Mhm.
our husbands and our children,
Mhm.
and taking care, making sure that everything is good. At the end of the day, we will stand before God and give account of them.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what are some of the things that we really have to do and know that is important?
Yeah.
And giving them the time,
Time.
the investment that they need.
This is a great, 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 great question. And most of us first ladies, it's hard to juggle all three
Yeah.
things. Our ministry is first to God,
Mm,
and then our ministry is to our family before even the church.
yeah.
Because if you don't take care of your family first, how are you going to take care of the church? So if you neglect the church, and then all your time is going to be in the church, and then the church is growing and the people in the church are taking most of your time or more of your time than your family, guess what? Your family is going to be disarray, like,
They don't even,
messed up.
they won't even lie.
And you'll be surprised. Most of us have this thing, everything check, 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 check. Don't get me wrong, it's important.
Yeah.
But you realize that before you know, your children will be somewhere and doing things that you don't even have and any knowledge of. If you don't have time for your family and spend time with them, finding out what is going on with them, you have to learn to put your family first and be able to take care of your family before even you can take care of the church. Because if your family is not doing like, okay, sometimes when we make the mistake of that, our children are like, oh, you are married to the church, you do everything for the church.
Yeah.
And then sometimes even we leave other people to take care of our children, and then we rather go and take care of the things of the church than take care of our children, have time for our children. Most of the time the men, some way somehow, they are able to take care of themselves. But if we focus on our children, is so important for us to focus, and we think they are okay. Especially from my experience, we brought up these children in church. We think they are okay.
Yeah,
But
okay.
if you don't dig deep down and have conversations with them and pray for them and spend time with them, you realize that there are a lot of things that are wanting in their lives, So we have to find time. There is time in the day. If you can find time for the things in church, you can find time for your family and spend more time with them, do stuff with them, encourage them, pray with them. And I'm sure in these times, we have learned some of these things, and be as a safe place for them, for our children. We have to be a safe place for them. They may look good on the outside and everything, smiling, going to church, spend all their time in church, but have we really dug down and talked to them and find out what's going on in their lives? Because sometimes you look at pastors' kids and then they say pastors' kids are the worst kids ever.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it sometimes it's because we neglect them and we think that they are okay and they come to church with us every time, so they are fine, So we have to, be sensitive to these things and spend more time with them, pray with them, encourage them, do fun things with them, find time, put it on our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important. Marjorie.
Yes. Oh, I'm still here. But yeah, I mean, I concur with what she said. And I would add mine to it. It is essential, like she said, God first and then your family. Because if you don't take care of your family and you're out there doing church, and you leave your family behind, guess what? When you come back, there will be no family. Because we have to invest in our families, because once, we got to take care of the inside and then we go on the outside. Amen. Because my daughter put something on Instagram on Sunday, and I mean, I don't typically tear up, but it really you know, it really touched my heart what she said about me on Mother's Day. She's in Alabama. She's the last, and I call her, she said, I call her 3 times a day, which I do, you know, because she's away. And then we look at her as the baby. She's away from her family. She has no family in Alabama.
Yeah.
And we, you know, we're 3.5 hours away, but she has left the comfort of her family. And it's essential that we, you know, we take time with these kids. And like, you know, Lady Vicky said, the children, they've always known, you know, they grew up in church. They've always known that wherever mom and dad goes or whatever service we go to, you know, they have to go with us, and they've always been with us. And so we have to find the time, because the kids, you know, are growing up, and the Bible says you have to train them in the way that they should go, that when they grow old, they will not depart. Yeah, they may stray, but guess what? They will remember the time my parents, you know, brought me to church. Remember the time my mom took time out to look, you know, to pray with me. My mom took time out to find out what's going on in my life. If I'm going through a struggle, I'm being bullied or whatever the case may be, my mom was there for me versus, oh, my parents were never there. And people wonder why, you know, they say, like you said, the PK. The reason why some of those kids turn out, because they were just focusing on the church and forgetting the children.
Right.
Yeah. And you see, I personally, I think that we all have to learn, you know, how to balance things.
Yeah. Work-life balance, as they call it.
The whole thing is, I mean, me, I'm very, very active, very passionate, very active to church. That will not change. That will not, that's who I am.
That's right.
You know, the whole thing is balancing to also take care of my family.
Yes.
You know, so I think that's where the whole thing is. You have to know how to balance. If you are accountant, okay, so it's the same. If you are accountant, if you are a doctor, you know, we still hold you responsible for your family. So we still want you to, even let me say, I know doctors are very, very, you know, busy, but they still have time for their family. So there is no excuse that we as first ladies cannot have time for our family. You know, you have to plan it well, that everything you do. So me, this is what I do. Everything I do, I make sure that they are part of it. So even if I'm doing something at church, I make sure they are part of it. So whilst we are there, you know, we are having fun or something. Or and if I have to do a program, you know, like if I have to do like this month, I have a prayer meeting that was supposed to be 23rd. And I noticed Uriel is graduating on 22nd. So I want to do a drive-through, you know, for her on the 23rd. I moved the prayer to the next week.
Yeah,
that's right.
You just have to know how to do things.
Yeah.
You know, what we don't want to do is to let our family think that, you know, we are giving more attention to our work, because let's put it this way, this is our work.
Yep.
So more attention to our work than what we are giving to them.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what a balance. So may God help us moving forward, you know, to make sure that we are doing. I have some contribution. Let me see if I can read them. So
good.
We can do that. Okay, let me see here. Please, if you have any comments, you are welcome. You are welcome to bring your comments. Okay, Mima says that I am not first last, but I am very active in church. In the time I had to sit down and reflect for myself as a mother. I mean, I think everybody have to do. It's something that you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, so she did that. And okay, Pastor Nana says that pastors' kids are also human beings, just like any other case.
Exactly.
But with that, what she said, don't you think that sometimes people think that they are not?
You know,
they think that the pastor's child.
They expect the child to be quote unquote so holy, so like they can't do anything wrong because they are pastors' kids. And especially for those of us who are immigrants,
Yeah.
It's such a challenge for our kids because guess what? We raise them in a certain way.
Yeah.
They go out into the world and they see another culture. They have to learn to blend the two.
Okay.
Sometimes it's even confusing to them because, okay, in my house, I have to show respect. I have to eat this kind of food. I have to talk this way. I have to be this way.
Yeah.
Now, when I go out there into the real world, in my school, this is how they talk. This is how they behave. So, okay, I'm a bit conflicted. What do I do? So, especially with our kids who are immigrants, even though they are born here, they are first gen, second gen, or whatever, we have to learn as parents. You know, sometimes we are so spiritually minded, we become
no earthly good.
Yes, we become
No earthly good.
what is going on around us. We live in the body, we live in the world. We have to learn how to, like we are saying, balance it. Teach these children stuff, allow them certain things, let them see certain things, let us hear from them how they look. Sometimes you'll be surprised when you sit down with your kids and ask them questions and let them
That's
come
right.
to you.
Oh,
You'll be
yeah.
surprised that the way they think, oh my God.
You'll be like, what?
What's going on here?
Yeah,
You know, because
you will fall out from
they
your
live
chair.
in this culture and we are trying to confuse them with certain things, but we have to be able to talk to them. Like I said, we have to be a safe space for them where they can come to us, ask us questions. We can answer them, tell them that it's done this way because of this and that, you know, mix the Bible culture with our culture and let them get it more. And like we are saying, our children are as regular as any other child out there. But people look at them and expect so much for them and, you know, put them on such a pedestal, which is wrong.
And this is, let me just come in. And this is exactly why sometimes some of the kids, when they grow up, they just leave the church because when they become of age, you know, we're in America, we say, what, you have to be 18, right? 18 is an adult, right? That's why sometimes they, you know, they leave the church because of how the people in the church have treated them. And it's like they, you know, like you said, Pastor Nana said, these kids are humans, you know, they're just like any one of us. But the church folks sometimes cause these kids to lose faith. As sad as it sounds, it is the truth. It is the truth. It causes them to lose faith. And so you know, we as parents, it comes again to us again when we talk to them, as we, you know, have this open communication with our children, we begin to let them know, listen, this is not how it is, but I want you to see it in a different way.
Yeah, and I think that the best thing that we can do is to just talk to them, because for me, when one of them comes, you know, with those comments, I always tell them, I tell them, you see, the reason why maybe they are expecting more from you is who you are. Okay, so just try and pray that God will help you. But at the end of the day, please be yourself. Don't let anybody force you to become what you are not. So be yourself. I always tell them, I say, be yourself. Don't let anybody push you. Don't let anybody push you. But it's very important, you know, especially as mothers, to do that, because sometimes that's why Vicky said, when they get to a point, they don't want to deal with those things and they just leave the church. But one of the things that I always pray, and it has been my husband's priority, is not to let any of our children think that because my father was a pastor, that's why I couldn't get this, that's why I didn't do this. No. So everything we can do for them to just feel like a normal child, we do. If you cross the line, we will let you know, hey,
that's right.
The line. You have to behave a certain time. You are as a child as everybody, but guess what? You are also different in a way, because what is in you and how we have raised you is different from those out there. So I always tell my kids, when you go out there, let your light shine. No, so don't go and copy what people are doing.
That's
Actually, try for people to copy you.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
We
whatever.
are leaders, not followers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't go and follow the crowd. Let the crowd follow you.
Follow you.
But
Amen.
I have another our first lady, Valentina Owusu. Thank you so much, ma'am, for watching. She says that we need to take care of the inside before outside.
That's what I said.
It's very important that we do that. I think Mima said I have to apologize to my child, my daughter. It makes no sense that she's away in college and only 4 hours away, but I've never spend a weekend with her, only to drop her off and to pick her. Oh, okay. So that's what you have to work with it.
Yeah.
You might end up going to Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for college, and already I'm been psyching myself. How
Trust
I'm
me.
going to
We
Trust me.
will help
Trust
you.
me.
We
Trust me,
will
Vicky.
help you.
We will help you. Trust me.
it will
Trust me,
be
Queen
maybe
Bee.
my second
You'll
home.
be okay.
Yes.
That week.
You'll
Yes.
be okay. You'll be okay.
You'll be okay. But when you're sending her off, that tear will roll down your face.
Yeah.
The fact that your baby girl that you were pregnant with 9 months, you gave birth to her. She was just this little thing, and now she's big and she's moving away.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, her own person.
Yeah, and you know, my Jane, we were working on just me and her going, you know, to Montego Bay for the weekend and just stay there by ourselves.
Yes.
And because of this, and I'm like, I asked her, so I said, what still can we do? We still have to do something.
Yeah, you can do
Remember what I told you. Remember what I told you. This is why you say, oh, this is why sometimes when Precious, my last daughter, was in Florida, I would drive 7 hours just to spend a weekend with her.
Yeah.
Because again, she was away from home because she was in engineering school. She was away from home, no family. So I wanted her to feel that we didn't forget her. Yes.
Wow.
I wanted her to feel that we didn't forget her. I will go down there and I even dragged my grandkids who went and spent spring break with her, just to let her know that her mom, her parents are thinking about her. And now, being in the travel business that I've been for over 30 something years, guess what? The engineer has the travel bug too. So she has been bitten by the travel bug. Now she wants to travel everywhere. She's like, when we can do this, when can we plan a girls trip? She's encouraging her friends, things like that. So those are things that really bring joy to my heart, to let my kids know that it's okay. Yes, your mom is a pastor, but she's also a mother and she's a human being, So I encourage her. And that's why I was telling you, do something with her, because when she goes off to college, she will be on a different path. She'll be on a different path. And you'll be like, oh, the time is gone. Oh, God.
Anyway, we have a comment here. Lisa says that it's all about balancing with your scheduling.
Yeah.
I think that's very
work life is
learning to prioritize your time and power of saying no when you are available. So sometimes you have to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
So my mom from New York says that, and thank you so much, Mom. Happy Mother's Day again and again and again. You are the best. So my mom from New York says that since the child were given by God, you can trust him to help you and show you how to take care and relate to them.
Yes.
Which is very, very important.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. I mean, first of all, you need to seek wisdom from God. Every child you have is different. Every child, the way you relate to every child,
they're different.
It's kind of different. One thing about my kids, they FaceTime when they are in school. They'll FaceTime me all the time. We talk like every day. There's a conversation going on. So if they don't call me or something, then something is going on.
Yeah.
When you call them, you check on them, or you text, that kind of thing. And like Mama was saying, you need to seek wisdom from God, to guide you on how to raise these children and how to relate to them. Because like I said, every child is different. So you relate to every child in a different way. The way you relate to one child won't be the same way you relate to the other child, depending on their
They're all different
and all that kind of stuff. So we have to learn those ways too.
And my whole thing, I think one of my prayer topic for my children, I always tell God, God, you give them to me. You know, give me the strength, give me the grace,
Right.
you know, to bring them up. And if they sometimes if they do something stupid, I go back to God. I'm like, God, you know, but it's I think that's the best thing that we can do, because you know, sometimes as especially, you know, as mothers and as pastors, you know, sometimes it's very hard knowing that you have given them everything, you have put in them everything, and so sometimes they act in a way that you yourself, you are shocked and you are not expecting that. It becomes very difficult to deal with it, and sometimes you blame yourself. Did I do something wrong? You know, having what do you guys think? Sometimes, you know, when they do something and it push you to a point and you think that maybe it's you.
It's not necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily us that have done anything. I mean, we shouldn't think that way. You see, sometimes too, like someone was saying that our children are like any other children up there. Sometimes too, because we think that we take them to church, we are in church with them. So when they do certain things, we are kind of taken aback and like, no, I can't believe my child did this, because they should know better. But guess what? Remember when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah.
In those same years, I mean, my husband and I, we talk about it all the time. When maybe the kids do something, I said, you remember when you were that age? Some of the things you said or you did, it's the same thing with them. They're going through that phase in their lives. You know, I got born again when I was like maybe 11 years old, 12 years old, started speaking in tongues at that age. But it didn't mean that my life was perfect. I also had my things that I went through, not that I was that extra whatever, but like I'm saying, just because you've raised them in church doesn't mean that there are some things that won't happen. You know, not to the extreme but you know, at the same time, they are human, and then we ourselves as parents try to put them up so much in a high, you know, so that when they do certain things, then we are so shocked. We shouldn't be. The best thing is for us, like when they do the wrong thing, you take a minute, you breathe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's right.
You go to the corner, you pray. If you have to cry a little, you cry a little bit. Then you come back and say, hey, you cannot go this route again, or don't do this thing again. Try to do better. And sometimes the way we come at them is so important. How we come at them.
Absolutely.
When they do the wrong thing, and how we come to them and talk to them, you know, it's important. When they are younger, you can tell them but when they get older, you now have to negotiate with them. You now have to have a talk with them. You now have to talk to them, find out where they are coming from, why they did what they did, or whatever, you know, and talk to them, you know. And I believe.
Have a conversation with them.
Don't you think, Vicky, don't you think it's all depend on our relationship with these children? Because for me, you know, like our talking is just talking. So when she does something bad, I'm able to just talk. But if that relationship is not there, it's
then you have that
when all of a sudden they do something and now you want to screw them, you know. But if that relationship is there, it's easier for you to just, you know, most of our talking has been when we're on the road. We are driving, you know. Maybe now she's driving, so I have to replace it with something else, because I drive a whole car, so I don't have the privilege again, you know, we driving together and talking. So I have to find a way of replacing.
Sometimes you just go into her room.
That's it.
The room. And then my kids, sometimes they'll be like, Mom, what do you want?
What do you want again?
To have a conversation with you. And
That's it.
You know, talk, laugh. And sometimes you'll be surprised. They open up and tell you all kinds of things, you know?
So, that's it.
Yeah, we have to break the ice. You know, at the point, at a certain age, they become more or less, not so much friend or whatever, but the relationship goes to another level. You know what I'm saying? So
you can be a friend to your children, but at a certain level.
That's very good.
Yes,
very good.
to be at a certain level, because the thing about it, some parents don't know to differentiate
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
friend and
That's
a
true.
parent. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
And
So
your
you can be
mother,
the
yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
you have to have that relationship,
Yeah.
yet set that boundary that they know that, hey, you are my mom. And so I cannot just do whatever I want to do, say
Exactly.
whatever, or talk to you anyway.
Anyhow, yeah.
There has to be that level of respect. But again, you got to set that boundary, because once you have that boundary, they know that, okay, this is my mom, this is my parent. I can, there's certain things I can say. And even, sometimes kids would say something, they know that they shouldn't have said, and will say, oh, excuse me, because they know that I'm not one of the peers. I'm not one of the friends in that light, that they know, okay, this is an authoritative figure in my life. So when I'm talking, I have to know how I'm talking.
Yeah.
And what I say around her or him, I know that when I step outside of that, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because when you come at me, I'm coming back at you. When I say come back at you as a parent. And again, like you said, it depends on how you come, how you approach them. Your approach is very essential with your children. Very essential. So when they do something wrong, you can't go gung-ho like that. You have to, breathe in and breathe out.
Usa.
So my mom, yeah, my,
So like,
and I love that. I love that. I love why, some parents, I've seen some parents that, oh, my daughter is my friend. So even when they are going wrong,
You
your
can't tell them, yeah.
the relationship I have with you guys is totally different from Uriah. Uriah is my friend, but not in that friend way that when she's fooling around, I can't say, hey, you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, back up.
Like the way I deal with you guys, sometimes I have to be very, very cautious. And that's why the friendship thing comes in.
Yeah.
So if your daughter is your friend, then it doesn't give you some privilege to say, okay, you can't do this, you can do this. You understand? So they cannot be our friends, like our paddy, and even when you are serious, they think, oh,
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah.
But my mom in New York post Genesis chapter 18 verse 19, and I want to read it because it's very, very good. It says that, for I know him. This is God talking about God was talking about Abraham. So this
Abraham,
is God.
yes, I see
For
that.
I know him in order that he may command his children and his household after him, that they keep the ways of the Lord to do righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has spoken to him. So I think that sometimes too, what and it's boiled down to what we have put in these children.
Yes.
So sometimes when they go out there and they see, I think it was Vicky who was saying that it's different the way we treat them home, the culture and everything, and they go out there and they see the different cultures and everything, and they are conflicted. But tell them, no, there is no need to be conflicted. Because one time Yura was saying that I feel like I'm left out. I say, no, you are not left out. Don't ever feel like that. You are not left out of anything. You are growing. I'm proud. You are 18 years and you are still pure. I wish when I was 18, I was pure. Okay, so you are not left out of those foolishness. You are not left out of people going to club. There's nothing there. Your mom have been there before. You are not
done that.
you are not left out of drinking. I was drinking before I get to 18. I said those things, there's nothing that
There's
you
nothing in it.
I said there's nothing that you are left out. When you get married to an awesome and God-fearing man, you will see how value your husband will value you. Because you didn't kind of mess yourself up.
Yeah,
So
you
sometimes
preserved
we have to
yourself.
let them know that they are really not left out of anything out there.
Yes.
Because sometimes they feel like that.
Yeah. Because you know why? Because their peers are doing the same thing. And so
Exactly.
this is why we as parents, we have to reassure them that,
Yes.
listen, like you said,
Constantly.
with her, we have to remind them constantly, like, you don't have to be like them. You can be different and make a difference. Amen.
Yeah.
You can be different and make a difference.
That's
So
right.
you don't have to be that way, because of course, you know, the peers will be whispering in their eye and telling them, oh, you know, you got to do this. You know, if you don't do this, you're not cool. You're not hip. You're not this. You're not. Come on.
Yeah.
We've been there, done that. Okay. We have lived through it. So we have the experience to tell you that is not right.
Right.
Yeah, that's not. But we thank God for that. But do we really have to have some, maybe change our mindset when it comes to our families, when it comes to our life, when it comes to the church, moving forward? Okay, do we have to really change the way we see things and our mindset about some certain things?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to change your mindset, because you know what? Everything that we do starts here.
Yeah.
It starts here.
Okay.
From there, it comes here.
Wow. It starts at the mind and it comes to the heart.
Yeah, you think
Yes.
about it first.
You think about it, then it gets into your spirit, because you know you begin to marinate on it, and then all of this, you know, you're all over the place. Yeah, absolutely. Moving forward, you have to have your mindset has to be right. Your mindset, because now, like I say, with what has transpired in the past few months, we have to look at things in a different light. We can't look at, you know, the Bible says you can't pour new wine in old skin. You can't.
Okay.
You can't. So we have to look at life in a different aspect, in a different light, because the thing is, we're moving forward. We're not going backwards. Because if you don't,
We are moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you're moving forward.
don't want to go back to the norm, because the
Who
norm
wants to go back to the old?
No.
I mean, there are times you reflect on, you look at the old, because when you look at the old, you are able to then move forward and say, okay, this is what was done in the old. That is what is called the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
The past. And now we're looking to the future. That means it's forward, because you cannot remain in the old and expect something to change. You have to change the way you think. You have to change the way you see things. Amen. You have to. I'm not in church. I'm saying amen.
The mindset about our family.
Yes, your family.
About
Your walk.
the church. Now,
The
the
church.
mindset. What do we have to alter?
You have to alter the way you do business.
Yes.
Let me put it that way.
Church, you can't.
The way you do business, because
Even we
church
have to
is
change-
business.
yeah.
It's God's business.
Yes,
Okay.
it's not our personal business.
It's not my personal business.
We have to change our messages that we were
Yes.
preaching in the past, because some of the messages we were preaching, we have to go back to the basics.
What do
We are
you mean?
preparing.
What do you mean?
Yeah, some of the messages got to change.
As you said, etc., etc., etc.
If with all these things Christ were to have come, look back, have we prepared our congregation for the return of Christ?
Amen.
That is
That's another program, because
So we have to change our messages.
Yes.
We have to change the way we do things in church. We have to change all those things. We have to change our mindset. We have to get new skills, how to communicate with people, how to.
Yes.
It's so many things that we have
So many things.
change. And like you're saying, it starts from here. Start to think about it.
Yes.
What am I to do differently? Look, if there was a pause put on our lives, a pause on church, family, our personal life, whatever it is, because we started this year 2020, and decade, and all that kind of thing. But God said, hold up.
I know.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Where you guys are going?
Wait just a minute.
It's like, no, this is like a reset, a rewind.
Wow.
Let's do
Wow.
this right.
Reset,
Let's go back to the basics. So we have to change our mindset for moving forward, and doing things differently.
And I really love when you say that if Christ, could have come with our church to prepare for his coming, because sometimes even the message of the gospel, it is we preach and no altar calls.
No altar calls.
We've been in church for a month or two, nobody has been saved.
No speaking of tongues.
No new
Yes.
souls.
News.
And it's just like a recycle of Christians jumping from one church to another.
Amen.
You go.
Our churches, and we say, "Oh, my church is growing," but you have
Amen.
too much.
No.
You
It's
haven't
just
No.
people moving from one place to the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think moving forward, we really have to sit down and think
Exactly.
what Christ really, really wants from us as his own body.
That's
What
right.
is important? What is important? I mean, the most important thing of reopening the church door.
Yes.
What is important?
Yes.
Is it
But you
Christ?
see, the
Yes.
thing is, we,
Yes.
we as believers, or let me put it this way, as leaders, we as leaders, we need to, like, Lady Vicky said, we need to go back to the basics.
Okay.
At the end of the day, what is our purpose? What is your purpose?
What's your purpose?
Bishop has been teaching on a series about everyone has an assignment. What is our assignment? What is your assignment? Because when you go back, like she said, you go back to basis and you begin, there was a songwriter that I don't remember who made this song. It's called Falling in Love with Jesus.
Yeah.
Jonathan Butler. Was it Jonathan Butler?
Whoever it is, I don't remember who it is. But the song, he said, fall in love with Jesus is the best thing I've ever done. If that is the best thing that you ever done, what has God told you to do?
Okay.
What has he commissioned you to do? Like you said, people jumping from church to church, and people say, oh, my church is growing. But really, your church is not growing. You just have recycled Christians.
Yes, there you go.
Oops. Did I just say that?
Yes, you did, sister. Say it again.
Recycle.
Really?
Recycle born again.
Yes, because the thing is, in order for a church to grow, there must be people. There are a lot of people out there that need souls, that need Christ.
Saving.
Yeah.
And this is why he has not come yet.
There you go.
This is why he has not come yet.
That's it.
Because in order for him to come, that his gospel must be preached to every soul. It must reach every corner, the four corners of this world. We look at the globe and we think the world is round. Yeah, and the four corners. It has to reach in order for him to come. But what has he commissioned us to do? Is to go out there and preach the gospel. Amen?
Amen.
Preach the gospel. Win souls into his kingdom. We have to go back to basics. Like she said, moving forward, we have to change the way we look at our family. We have to know that God first, our family second, church third, and everybody else fall in the background. Because when we are able to take care of our family, we're able to take care of the church.
That's right.
How are you going to take care of the church and your family is all over the place? How?
Wow. Okay, so we have to do part 2 because we can sit here for 2 hours. So
I know, right?
Next week we will do part 2 because I
We
want
will?
to look at about wisdom
Yes.
moving forward. Wisdom moving forward.
Yes.
I heard Dr. Franco Fosu, my own papa, saying something about wisdom that make me drop out from my seat. He says that when wisdom work out, pain walk in. Struggle becomes your talent. Your enemy become your companion. When wisdom work out. So next week we'll come back here.
Okay.
And we'll talk about what type of wisdom do we have to exercise moving forward. But
Ooh.
last words, ladies.
Okay,
I
so
really enjoy myself. I just look at the time
I
like,
know,
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, oops.
I know, right? So I guess from all this, my take is refocus, refocus. The word is to refocus.
wow.
Refocus our priorities, you know, what is important to us, what is important to God, and what is important to us.
Mm,
Have to seek what is important to God, find out how to walk it and work it, and
mm.
refocus on family, on God, on family, church, and whatever it is that God has called us to do, our assignments. Yeah.
Wow. Ma Jane.
Yes. I think Lady Vicky has just summed it up for all of us, because basically we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Is rechannel. Let me put it this way. Let me put another spin on it. Rechannel our energy
Right. Right.
in a different way.
Right.
Rechannel our energy to God first. Rechannel our energy to our family. Rechannel our energy to the church. And like you said, using wisdom, but that's for another day.
Mm.
But the take from today is that we have to pay attention to our families.
Mm.
Don't leave them by the side of the road.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
That's good.
Mm.
Thank you so much, woman of influence. What I want to add to all the wonderful things, Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 18, I was reading this morning, and it's really boosts my faith.
Mhm.
So I know we are in a new season and things are happening. Every day is a new news coming forward. But Jeremiah 1, verse 18, I'm just going to paraphrase it. It says that, for behold, I, God,
Mhm.
have made you
Mhm.
this day
Mhm.
a fortified
The
city
city.
Mm.
Yes.
and iron pillar. So
Yes.
God
Yes.
have made you watching me, please. Don't let
Yes.
anything break you down.
Yes.
Don't let the
Amen.
season
Amen.
break you down. Go forward knowing that God himself,
Mm.
God himself, not me, not your mother, not your husband, not your uncle. God
Amen.
himself have made you
Amen.
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 a fortified city that nobody can come in. Nothing
Yes.
can touch you.
Amen.
And of course, this virus can also not touch you. The virus is
Amen.
dying anyway. You know,
Amen.
people, I haven't mentioned its name since they name it. I don't even want to address it by his name.
Amen.
Whoever
Amen.
he is, he's dying. So he can't touch
Amen.
you, he can't touch your family because of
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
once again,
Yes.
ladies, I'm very, very grateful to the two of you. You make my life better.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. I thank you for
Yeah.
your wisdom. I thank you
Amen.
for your love. I thank you for your friendship. I thank you for your sisterhood. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mama Jane sometimes behave like my mom. You know, that's why I
You know what?
Jane,
Since your mom,
she's not my mom.
said Miss Barbara is not here, she's in New York. She needs somebody here in Georgia to set you straight.
We're just waiting to add that at the at the last one because I know you're going to fight it.
Oh my word.
So my Vicky, I salute you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the beauty of our friendship.
Amen.
That's the beauty of our sisterhood. That's the beauty of our friendship.
Yes, it's awesome. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Well,
Thank
wonderful. Now you can just write my check
Tuesday, but we'll come on back here the same time
next week.
next week 12.
Okay, have your people call my people.
I would yes, I will have my people call your people. You are very expensive. We can't even handle you. But
Absolutely, absolutely. I am worth every penny. I am worth the Hope Diamond. Yes.
for you, we will stay here forever.
Yes.
Go and
Love you.
bring me, text me the recipes you are doing this week.
I know, right?
Oh,
Pictures and stuff.
I'm sending y'all pictures.
Okay.
I'm
Bye.
sending you pictures. But it was wonderful. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah,
All
wonderful.
right. Thank you, everybody.
By
Thank you
God's
so much.
grace, we'll be
All
back
my
next
viewers
week.
for watching. I hope it has been a blessing. Thank you, Mom, from New York. You are the best. And
Yes.
I'm having more kids.
Tell her I got her back.
Okay. Jay Moba said that he got your back, Mom. Thank you. God bless you.
Bless you.
All right.
Bless you.
Bye.
All right. God bless. Bye.
God bless. Bye.